Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Comedy Craft. I am your host, Haywood Turnip Seed Jr., and it's another edition coming to you from the DC Comedy Loft. We have our sister-own sitting in with us. Hey, Shells.
Hey.
What's happening?
I'm awesome, and you?
I'm doing all right. And our guest today on this podcast, after 3 shows here at the DC Comedy Loft, is the host of Stiff Socks Podcast. He went to Just for Laughs 42, Michael Blaustein.
Oh, hello.
What's happening?
Hey, everything's good. Your voice is so much better than mine. It's like so. It makes me so fucking upset. It makes
Usually
me
have a cooler
so
intro
upset.
too.
Like honestly, the more you laugh, the more angry I get.
Well, it was just because you have a cold.
I do have a cold, but even if I didn't, your shit sounds like caramel, bro. My shit sounds like a dying dolphin. I'm so upset. I'm honestly upset. I don't know. I can't do this podcast, I don't think.
And that was another edition of Comedy Craft. Thank you guys for listening to the special. Big up, Mike. What's happening, fam?
What's up, man? How are you?
Doing, man?
I'm good, man.
Welcome
I'm
back.
good.
So, Mike is originally from the DC area, originally from Silver Spring. Got it started about 10 years ago, moved on to New York to begin in acting, and fell in on a comedy class. And actually just loved it. And go ahead and fill us in on there from there.
So it wasn't a comedy class, but I went to New York for acting, and I knew I always wanted to do stand up ever since I was kind of ever since I was maybe like a sophomore in college.
Okay.
Everyone told me I should do it, and so I started watching Comedy Central, and I was like, oh, these people can do it. I can do it.
Yeah.
And so I started writing a little bit, and then when I got to New York, I had 2 or 3 friends that got on the mic, and I went to go see him, and I was like, it was the same feeling. I was like, oh man, if this dude, my friend, who I like chop it up with at a Subway, can have the balls to get up there, like I can do it. I can do it.
Yeah. Where'd you go to college?
Coastal Carolina University.
Right on. Right on.
Yeah.
And what'd you study down there?
Marketing.
Really?
Yeah. I don't use none of that shit. I don't use none of that shit. Honestly, who uses marketing? I don't even know what you use it for.
Well, you can use some of it because you actually market yourself. You market the podcast.
But that even more? I don't know what marketing is.
Right,
I went 4 years. I have no idea what marketing is. So I fucked up, I think. I think my parents wasted a bunch of money.
Well, it was a 4-year study in what I wanted to do.
That is it. That is, I think, like college, I think is like very important thing. Like you find out who you are. Yeah. Like through all these like filters of everyone else, you know what I mean? So like you get out of like your home for the first time. You gotta pay bills for the first time, and so you become an adult. So I think it's very important. It was an education on like being a human.
You know what a college degree is to me? I say this all the time. It's like the vice president.
What does that mean?
Because it's like, okay, you may need it, but you don't really necessarily need it.
Right.
My wife went to school for law enforcement.
Yeah.
That criminology. I went to school for secondary education. Don't work in that.
What is secondary education?
Exactly. What is secondary education?
So we both majored in shit we don't even know what it is?
It's like, is that the second? I'm going to get
That's
to
what I'm
education.
saying. Can we major in the first shit? Would you want to major in the first one of it?
First primary education.
Right.
Like the primary. So for our new time listeners and for our crafters, bear with us. What we want to explain real quick is the gist of the show. So welcome to Comedy Craft, where we sit here and we actually discuss the craft of comedy and we drink some craft beers. So Mike will be our guest today. Shells is our sister-own. I play on the word cicerone. Actually, she's our beer expert and shares with us her knowledge of these beers that we drink. Good. So like right now we have a nice beer in front of us. And do you really partake? Do you really drink?
I don't really drink that much. I probably drink on average maybe like once every like 3 months.
Okay.
I would say.
Okay.
I was reckless when I was younger. Reckless. Yeah. And then
when you were studying marketing?
When I was not studying marketing. That's what I was doing. But it's interesting, man. I feel like once I started stand-up, I stopped doing all that because I was just I just wanted to focus like so heavy on stand-up that like everything else like got in my way. Yeah. Like the hangovers the next morning. Yes. I never drank before shows and still will never. Yeah. So like you get done shows late. So you're not you gonna start drinking at 1? I mean, I guess you can, but like
So people think that a lot. They think that like, okay, you're a party person. You're hanging out all the time because they see us in fun environments.
Right.
But they don't really realize how much preparation goes into having that much fun. For them. Because it's not necessarily us having fun. It's work. Like, we're getting off work right now.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's 1 in the morning.
We're not fun people.
Not really.
We're not fun. All these people come up to comics after shows like, oh, you fun, right? No. I'm not fun. I'm fun for 50 minutes on stage.
Exactly.
It's like, what else do you want from... That's how I feel. When I get off stage and people are like, oh, yeah, you're not as entertained or whatever. Yeah. I'm like, I just gave you 50 minutes of my life.
Exactly.
You need more now?
You need more? And you didn't have it.
Right. So annoying, dude.
So, our first drink of this non-fun evening.
This is so boring, dude.
Which is why we have Shells to spice it up.
It's okay. I got you guys on the beers.
So, Shells, what are we partaking of right here, right now?
The first beer is
cheers.
by Pale Fire Brewing Company.
Pale Fire.
Yes, it is called the Red Moly.
Sounds like STD.
And it is a
Moly. Red Moly.
It is a red Irish ale.
Red Irish ale. Pale Fire. What's the ABV?
The ABV on this is 5.6.
What's the TCI Asia A1?
Ooh.
What's that?
Whatever that is, we don't got the numbers for it.
TCI A1. The color is as...
It is. The color is a beautiful
look at her. Look at
burgundy-ish color.
Okay.
It is. It's more of a
That's a nice
on
red.
a burgundy red color.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't drink beer, but I mess with this.
Okay.
It's nice.
It's good.
It's got notes of cherry.
Yeah.
And it's got a chocolate wheat.
That's what I taste, the chocolate in it.
Yeah. I taste the chocolate.
That's what I taste.
I taste almonds. Is that weird?
No, chocolate, almonds, that makes sense. Especially with chocolate and cherries.
Okay.
That's why you get like those chocolate-covered almonds or what's it, chocolate-covered cherries and stuff like those things go really good with like red meats and things like that. Right. And not that I'm not a huge drinker myself, but I love doing this show because I get to craft.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's all about the
Like,
craft.
hey, it's a little bit more.
It's for work. Yeah.
My kids today, they were like, "You going to work, Dad?" I was like, "Yes, I am."
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna come back in an Uber.
And they were like, "Do you want to build a snowman?" And I was like, "Not the same one you're talking about." That's what happens, man. Like you said, we chased the night. So speaking of chase tonight, you've had three shows over the course of 2 nights here in DC. Yeah. You got to town Thursday.
Got to town Thursday. Yeah.
So what's it like being back? How often do you get to come back?
I come back for holidays.
Okay.
Thanksgiving to Christmas, and then I'll probably come back like maybe twice a year. Other than that, for shows and stuff.
Okay, cool.
I love being back, man. I love I never realized, because I never partied or I never even walked around in DC as a kid. Yeah. I mean, when you're a kid, you go to the museums and stuff, but you don't remember. Yeah. So I never hung out here as an adult. Yeah. So when I come back here for shows and stuff, I love it here. Wow. Yeah. I always were I want to get away from home. I want to get away from home. But I'm back and I'm like, dude, I love DC, man.
Awesome, man.
I'm a city dude. I moved and I went to, New York. I was there for
You're in LA now, yeah?
I'm in LA now, but I was in New York for 6 years. Awesome. I love cities. Yeah. And I was walking around today. Just literally just going to get a Subway sandwich. And I was in my head, I go, I love it here. Yeah. I love it here.
You get to vibe with people when you walk around the city, man.
No.
It's like a lot of times, especially when you stay here. Because do you stay here and actually?
Yep.
Okay, so it's a hotel also. So when you walk around the neighborhood, you walk around DuPont Circle, you're in a really popular area, DC. You're not too far from the White House, not too far from the monuments. They're not too far from Adams Morgan. And U Street, so all the center of everything. And today was a pretty nice day.
It was beautiful,
for
man.
it to be a winter day, so today was really nice.
People definitely were out.
And how were your shows? How are your artists?
Bro, so fun. This is the first time I performed here, and I love this room, man.
Oh, man.
I love this room.
Yeah.
This room seats, maybe 70?
Yeah.
75?
90 when they push it.
90 push it?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's when they push it, it's like,
that's
man,
pushing it because everybody's standing.
Right. That is pushing. Yeah.
But I saw them connected with you, man. They were hanging out afterwards and talking to you and really, just wanting to pick your brain.
Yeah.
About because you do, and we'll get into this in the next segment. But you're out there, man. You have your podcast, you have movies.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
I mean, you are rocking right now. So how are you enjoying?
I am. It's so humbling, man, because this is the first year that I've ever had people come and buy tickets to come see me. The first time. We've been doing stand-up for 10 years. Yeah. The first time. And it's like, it almost makes me cry, bro. Because I'm like, dude, all these shows, you perform in front of 3 people or whatever, you know, like barking in New York and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. And people are finally, and it's not, you know, it's not thousands of people. But it's like people like.
There's 70 who want to check you out over the course of 3 times.
That's crazy to me, dude. And it's like people like buy, like they see my name or they see me post and they go, oh, I want to check him out. Let me buy a ticket. That's never happened to me. You know what I mean? Like I've been touring for a while, and maybe in San Diego or like Cincinnati, like 1 or 2 people saw me last time, so it'll come. But never like this. And it's like, I'm really, really trying to enjoy this, man.
That is good marketing.
Yo,
that is good marketing, Michael Blaustein.
Yo, honestly, that's you hosting is pretty good secondary education. I'll tell you what.
So speaking of marketing, in league with this show, what would you name this beer that we drunk here? This red pale ale.
No. Red Irish ale.
This red Irish ale.
Red Irish ale.
Yeah, this pale fire.
Pale fire.
Pale fire. Mm-hmm. That sounds like something that a Native
That's
American
the brew.
Yeah. Before he puts a curse on you. Pale fire. It sounds like a Mortal Kombat movie. Pale fire.
Pale fire. Finish him.
Yeah.
That's my favorite shit. I've always wanted to say that right before I came on the girl, but I never done it. Finish him. Just fucking, never done it.
And now we're in. So what would you name this bad boy here?
Let me taste it one more time. Hold on. I might name it that. That's the name.
I like it, man. I like it.
I don't know how to spell that, but let's just.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
AKA Pale Fire.
That's so good.
I like it, man. And we want to thank you guys for getting through this first segment. We will be right back after this message with more Michael Blaustein and more Comedy Craft.
Boom.
Hey, podcrastinators. Are you podcrastinating because you haven't found the show for you? Well, you're in luck. Here at Mad Scientist Media, we're coming out with amazing content throughout the month. Take a look and see what we have coming up at our website, msm.fm, or wherever you listen to podcasts. That's Mad Scientist Media! And welcome back to Comedy Craft. You are listening to Comedy Craft Podcast with your host, Haywood Tatum C. Jr., our sister-own Shells.
Yeah.
Hey, our mad scientist, band producer, Seth Weinstein.
Far away from the mic.
They can still hear you, Seth. And our guest this evening is the co-host of podcast himself, Stiff Socks.
Yes.
Michael Blaustein.
Yes.
Hey, Mike, what's happening?
Oh, man, you know everything's great, so.
Not only is he the co-host of the podcast, but Mike has also been in movies. He's been in Death of the Dead, Alien Jelly Monsters, and he's really written his own and directed his own movie, Up There.
Yes, sir.
Mike is doing things.
Up There, out now on Amazon, iTunes, and Google Play. Go get it.
Talk to us.
Go
What's
get
Up There?
it.
What is Up There about?
Up There is about a journalist who is down on his luck, he cannot find a break.
Wow.
And he goes into a small town.
Okay.
And he finds this very eccentric young lady, and he finds out that she has a secret. And so he exploits their relationship to take that secret and write the story of a lifetime.
Whoa, this is serious.
Oh, it's serious. I know I'm joke, funny, but this shit is serious.
Don't talk about not knowing how to market.
Yeah.
That's serious.
Yes.
That was a trailer right there.
Hey, come on now.
That's what's up, man.
Yes.
Look at that. Look, and that's what we talk about. So how do you sit there and decide to write Up There? How does that come about?
So
Does it come from
So the catalyst for this movie, in particular, so we had some surprise finance kind of come our way from personal savings, but also from independent investors.
Okay.
And so we had that, and then we also we were blessed by the other co-writer, who's Zoe Cantor.
Okay.
She stars in it. She's a phenomenal actress and phenomenal writer. and a phenomenal producer as well. But she is from a small town in Michigan called Norway, Michigan.
Okay.
And since it's a small town, they opened the gates to the small town to us. So they allowed us to have all these locations for free.
Nice.
So her mom called her and was like, listen, come back home, make a movie.
Yeah.
And knowing that they're going to open the small town and all the locations are going to be for free. And if you know anything about film, the locations are always, you know, one of the most expensive pieces of a movie.
Yeah.
So they gave us literally everything for free. Like like a crazy example I always give is they literally handed us keys to the hardware store. Gave it to us like a big, not like a mom and pop, like a big hardware store. Like think about half a Home Depot.
Yeah.
Handed us the keys and go, just lock up when you're done.
They gave you the keys to the city.
Gave us the keys, and they were like, lock up when you're done. That's unheard of. So that's how much this town.
You gotta make this movie.
Yeah, that's how much this town embraced this movie.
Yeah.
So with all of those pieces all locked in, we had to kind of write a script that was based on that could fit into like the skeleton of the town.
Yeah.
And then Zoe have this like kind of like personal tragedy that happened to her when she was a kid, and she pitched us that idea, and so we wrote around that personal tragedy. It wasn't specifically about that tragedy. It was just what happens 10 years after and what's left of the people that experienced that tragedy 10 years later in a town that there's not a lot of mental health help and that type of stuff. And that's how the story came about, and we literally had to write it in a month. We wrote 110 pages in a month.
Okay,
and
that's a mini writer's room right there.
Oh my god! And then we went into production and we shot 110 pages in 18 days, which is. If you don't know anything about it, I mean, like if you're talking about like big budget, they shoot like 3/4 of a page in a day.
Yeah,
we were shooting like 8-9 pages, 10 pages a day.
Oh my goodness,
it was crazy.
Wow, that pacing, man.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it was the best. It was a trial by fire experience.
Okay.
Because we've all directed little things before, we've all written little things, we've all started little things before, but this was like a huge undertaking, and it was like either sink or swim.
Yeah.
And we swam.
Wow, big up, man.
Yeah. Hey.
Keep it going for Blaustein. That was dope. That's dope. That's fucking dope. And that's what we like talking about here on Comedy Crab is like, it's the art form that goes into it. And how do you come up with certain things? And for you guys to sit there and basically go through that boot camp, to go through that rigorous of a event so that you can produce something.
Yeah, and
you can produce art. People don't really realize what goes into art like that.
Yeah, and the thing is too, man, like I have a lot of friends that ask for advice or even young comics, and I'm like, you just have to be ready, man.
Yeah.
Like I go, okay, do you have a pilot treatment?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a pilot done?
Yeah.
Do you have a sizzle reel done?
Yeah.
Do you have a feature done?
Yeah.
Do you have a feature script done?
Yeah.
You have to be ready, and in like kind of gathering all this material, you're learning how to write.
Yeah.
So when I was doing all that type of stuff over the years, and then when this feature came like at me, we were already prepared to write a feature. Like if we never wrote one before, we wouldn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So it's like always got to be. I mean, it's like luck meets preparation type of thing.
Yeah. I have a buddy who says, "Don't get ready, stay ready."
Ooh, okay. Okay.
Shouts out to old Mike B on that one. He says, "Don't get ready, stay ready," and it really lends to the concept that nothing is throw away. You know, as you write stuff and as you do stuff on stage, and as you keep doing things, you're like, you know what, let me pocket that for something later.
Correct.
That might not be something funny that hits right now, but that's something that's serious that I could present and do later. And before you know it, boom, you have this catalog.
Yeah.
And you can go right back into your book and be like, oh shit, at the end of it, it's an encyclopedia of work.
Yeah, and you have an encyclopedia of mistakes.
Yeah.
And you learn from those mistakes on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
And like this idea that I love so much that I got from a book, and I cannot. Oh, the War of Arts, I think.
Oh, the War of Arts, yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
I love this book.
Yeah.
But the whole idea of, and I mean, obviously you know this idea, but it is. There's no fear in putting out work because you're already better than the work you're putting out.
Yeah.
Because you've already finished the work. So you're already better than when you were. You're already better performer than you were when you were writing that joke or while you're performing because you're already outside of performing it.
Yeah.
Obviously. So it's
It's just putting it in the crap, putting it in the catalog, putting it in the can, and then actually breaking it out when we're ready to drink it.
There we go.
Speaking of being ready to drink it.
Look at that. Look at that host.
We ready to drink it?
Sister Rome, we ready to drink it. What is this? What is our second beer of the evening?
It is by B Nectar Brewing, and it is the Tuco Style Freak Out.
Oh, this is the mead?
It's the mead.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's the first mead that we've had on the show.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
this is
it
some Valhalla
is-
shit right here.
It has orange blossom honey, agave nectar, and lime juice.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh, all right.
I just need a little gin.
Okay.
That just needs a little gin. That's all.
This tastes like sexy applesauce. Does that make sense?
Sexy applesauce.
Sexy applesauce.
That's your name?
Yeah.
That might be the
Sexy
name.
applesauce.
That might be
Yeah, that's
sexy
it.
applesauce.
That or like bee semen, something like that.
This is B-Nut.
That's better. Let's go bee nut. That's hilarious.
Peanut?
Bee nut.
B-Nut.
That's what I love.
That doesn't sound like somebody's nickname. Peanut, B-Nut.
Oh, I got bee nut next. Oh man.
B-Nut neck. And that's how quick something happens, man.
Oh man.
So talk to us about Stiff Socks. You do podcasts with Trevor Wallace. Trevor
Yeah.
Wallace was on the show.
Yeah.
How do you like working on that show with Trevor?
It's phenomenal, man. It's one of the most fun things that I've done in my career. Like legit, that sounds crazy, but it is, man. It's just
Yeah.
like, Trevor and I met doing shows and we vibed like crazy, and then we just came with the idea of like, fuck, let's just do a podcast together.
Dope, yeah.
And it's just what I love about it, man. It's this loose ass format. It's literally us riffing for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
There's no like, oh, so what are we gonna talk about?
Yeah.
It's like. Some fan explained it, and I was like, this is perfect. She goes, now I know. She goes, after I listen to the podcast, now I know what guys talk about during their sleepovers. And I was like, yo, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. But yeah,
That's legit. That's
it's-
legit.
so
That's the tag.
Yeah.
You guys recently had a 1-year anniversary.
Yep. Yeah.
Big up, man.
Dude.
You guys are in like the top 100 of podcasts. So it's
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
it's not a sleeper show.
No,
it's a really
it's-
good show.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's a good riff. It's a bunch of good stuff that you guys do.
Yeah, bro. It was we when we first started, it was like that steady climb, but the last maybe like 5 months we really like hit a stride, and we're like
What I like
consistently
about both of you is you guys constantly putting out content.
Yeah.
It's constantly like, you know what? There's nothing you guys take for granted with this art form and what you're doing all day long. I mean, how do you get into that mindset
To put
where it's all can be used, where it's all useful? This is like everything that you guys do. You know, either you're using it for a joke, you're using it for a movie,
Right.
You're using it for the sketches that are written. I mean,
Are you more talking about like how ideas are created?
Yeah,
or?
your ideas. Like it seems like you don't let. It seems like there are no ideas that go away from you.
No, I have.
Like, you know, some people let them fly. Like I'll get back to that.
No. Everything's idea. The amount of times I go, hold on, and I take out my phone and write a thing. I have an entire dude. I have 3 to 4 pages in my phone that are like literally TikTok ideas, bang. Instagram video ideas, bang.
Okay.
Feature ideas, bang.
Okay.
Stand-up ideas, bang. Because ideas are like that. Ideas are fleeting, like or they'll fly away. The amount of times I'm like about to go to sleep and I'll think of something and I don't want to get up. I'm like, Michael, you will not remember this, bro. I'm telling you. And I'll remember.
Yeah.
I'll remember. Don't worry about it. No, you
wakes you
won't.
up?
Yes.
But isn't that? It's like it's restless. But I find that like it's a crazy good type of restless. Like I can't sleep until I get this down.
Right.
I don't necessarily know what it's going to be, but I got to scale this out at least, or I won't sleep.
Let me ask you this about ideas. Do you hate having so many ideas? Like I hate the fact that it is that I can never just my brain can never settle.
Yes.
Like I can't.
Yes,
I don't
yes,
even like. I have to
yes,
convince myself
yes.
that when I'm watching TV,
Yes.
it's to make me
Yes.
funnier.
Yes.
I'm serious.
Yes.
Or
yes.
because I can't just watch anything.
Yes. I
gotta be
I
like,
never
oh.
watch it just to enjoy.
No.
It's breaking it
What's
down. And be
enjoyment?
Like,
I don't
how do
enjoy
use
shit.
that? Hey, I didn't know they did
Exactly.
that. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What?
Dude, it's all the way down to like hooking up with women. She's like, "You want to hook up with me?" I'm like, "Well, this is a funny story." So yeah, let's go. Okay, I guess so. Like,
That's it. If it doesn't work out, this will at least be a good story.
That's all my life is. That's all my life is. And at some point, maybe I'll be a human being, but right now I'm like, fuck, I'll just lean into it.
Man, I think that's it. And that is a good breaking point for this segment right here where we name this drink B-Nut.
B-Nut.
Because we're nuts.
Okay.
Be nuts with us on the other side of this break. Thanks for listening. Comedy Craft is recorded right here in Washington, D.C. at the D.C. Comedy Loft, an iconic location for stand-up comedy. We've got some amazing headliners the month of February. Jamie Kennedy is back at the D.C. Comedy Loft, February 6th through the 8th. Jay Hollingsworth is here February 7th through the 9th. Pablo Francisco special event February 13th through the 15th. And Neil Nanda is in town February 14th and 15th. Natasha Pearl Hansen, February 16th. Felonious Monk, February 20th through the 22nd. Graham K, February 21st and 22nd. Manning Matthews, February 27th through the 29th. And Craig Low pulls in and closes out the month, February 27th through the 29th. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's a leap year. And see all that and more when you leap onto our site, dccomedyloft.com. And we are back. Welcome back, crafters, to Comedy Craft. I'm your host, Haywood Turnip Seed Jr., a.k.a. Uncle Haywood. And we have our sister on. What's up, Shells?
You know I'm here for it.
Hey, and our guest today is just a great comedian, good guy, and a funny dude, Mr. Michael Blaustein.
Man, yes.
And his voice is cool.
Yo, my shit sucks, bro. What is your middle name? You keep saying it. It sounds so...
Haywood Turnip Seed. So my first name is Haywood. My last name is Turnip Seed. And I'm a junior.
Turnip Seed.
Yeah,
I love it.
Turnip Seed.
Turnip Seed.
Yep.
Oh,
It's German. I know I don't look German, but neither did my ancestors.
My last name is German, too.
Really?
Yes.
Hey, both of us.
What's up?
Dang! Frieden! Brata. That's for everybody who,
shit.
I don't know what. That's what happens when you have a couple peanuts and
Here, I got them sexy applesauce.
some sexy applesauce and some.
I forgot.
So
Yes, sir.
We're back and we're talking to Mike about his career in comedy thus far. He's been he's 10 years in and he's done Just for Laughs. He's done Oddball Comedy Festival, New York Comedy Festival.
Yep.
He's also co-host of a podcast with Trevor Wallace, which is called Stiff Socks. He just did 3 shows here at the DC Comedy Loft. Yeah. He's a stand-up, and he just talked to us about his movie Up There that he wrote and directed. But he also is an actor, and he's been in a couple of commercials and a couple of movies. I mentioned his movies before, but Seth has a couple of questions about your acting in Axe commercials.
Yeah.
And so what's that like being a commercial actor?
Yo, shirt off. Axe commercial?
Yeah.
Shirt off. Y'all got any more questions? Shirt off, abs out, spray me down, cut,
me down.
give me a check, bro. That's how it went. That's literally how it went.
That's it. That's all. I love it.
That was the audition. That was it.
He said, shirt off, spray me down, cut the check.
Cut the check.
I love it.
That's
I
it.
love it.
The
man.
audition for that was so funny because the casting director was this older woman. She was super nice, and she literally was like, "You do the lines with the shirt on," and then she'd be like, okay, so we have to because they have to see if you have a body. You can't just be out there looking like a piece of shit.
Yeah. Keep your damn body
No,
up.
you can't. Body look like a Casper mattress. You gotta look like. Look like a bag of leaves, man. You
So you look like fall pickup. Look at those bag of leaves over there. That's a dad. That's not a bag of leaves.
Motherfucker got a body like a crescent roll. Holy shit. Okay. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's hilarious, man. That is hilarious.
The point was that she's this nice young lady, and she was just like, she knew what the deal was, but she didn't know how to like ask, like, you know what I mean? So she's like, you gotta just, and I go, take my shirt off. She goes, okay, yeah. You know what I mean?
She wanted to be nice about it.
Exactly.
And she wasn't ready for you to be like, okay, here we go, spray me.
Oh yeah, I already had baby oil and I was ready to go. I want her to book it.
Hey, that's it. That's what looking good is all about.
Hey,
this is what we work for.
Hey now.
So, you also do the college circuit really heavy.
Yes, sir.
How do you like doing the college circuit, especially in this era where a lot of comics? Let me open it like this.
Yeah.
A lot of comics right now talk about the college circuit becoming a very PC environment.
Right.
And this is a lot of older comics.
Yeah.
And I say older comics because they've been in the business for some time and they have a way of doing things.
Right.
I'm 13 years in. The way I see it is, when I do colleges, it's just really being aware of the audience.
That's all it is, man. It's literally all it is. That's I was going to say, if you are so stuck to the stuff that you want to do and knowing that's not going to work, then don't do it. Then don't do colleges. You can't.
Bag of leaves.
Bag of leaves, man. Like, you can't, no, okay. So, you can't do your killer hooker joke.
Right.
My bad.
Right.
My bad. Dude, there was this Bill Burr interview that I read, and they were all auditioning. They were all auditioning for Letterman, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they were in the back, and he was talking to somebody, and the dude was like, oh, I'm so mad, I can't curse, and I want to do this joke. And he goes, all right, then don't do this.
Right.
You don't have to do this. And it's the same thing with colleges. You don't have to do it. You're not going to break down, like, you know what the room calls for.
Right.
You know what the room calls for. So you can push it a little. You can know when to push it, what show to push it.
That's what
You also can do a couple tester jokes because I've done schools where it's real tight, and I've done schools where they don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
But you have to like. It's just like every other comedy club, man.
Exactly.
You just got to test the room. So
yeah,
I think people have preconceived notions and they get angry that they can't talk about blah blah blah. Then don't do it.
That's exactly what I find. I'm like, we're on the college campus, right? So this is the place where thinking is supposed to be allowed to happen.
Right.
So you're around people who are thinking, and then they actually are challenging you, which they do in class on a regular basis.
Right.
So how can I get upset at this kid being who exactly they are?
Right.
Which is really just challenging me to get better in front of you and work around it.
Exactly what I was going to say. Is if you're going to go in there with some joke that you want to work on, right? Cool. All right, but you're going to go in there, you ever have like batting practice, you put the donut on?
Yeah.
The college is the donut.
Yeah.
So if you can make that killer hooker joke crush at Dayton University, then you're good. Use it as a challenge.
Exactly.
I mean, dude, I've done a couple cruises, right? I've done maybe like 4 or 5. One of them was horrendous. I actually have a joke about it. But the other ones were fun. But it's like there's some rules.
Yeah.
And it's either like I don't do it or I get upset. I got to be clean, or I use it to challenge myself.
Yeah.
And if you can crush for 45 minutes in front of kids, or you can crush 45 minutes in front of whatever, you crush 45 minutes in college, like that's when you're a professional comic.
Yeah.
Because you can't, you know what I mean? You can pick a lane when you're Chappelle.
Yeah.
But right now we can't pick a lane.
We can't pick a lane.
No.
How do you, and he didn't. You even had to get to that point where
Of
you
course.
can pick a lane.
Yeah.
Which is by doing all the lanes.
Exactly.
Driving all these different vehicles and going, you know what? This is the one that suits me.
Yeah. Exactly.
But if you're an entertainer, and this is the part where funny you say brought up Chappelle because he mentioned Tony Woods in his acceptance speech for Mark Twain. Tony Woods lives in the DC area.
Yeah, I love
and Tony Woods said something. See, we all have a Tony Woods story. We all know.
I have the worst bomb. I have the worst bomb of my life following Tony Woods. The worst bomb.
Say. It's like, oh, now? Okay.
Oh my
it's like,
God.
It's like, really? I got it. Okay, cool. You guys just saw fucking The Irishman, but now you want to come watch my
short film shot with a Nokia phone.
You want to watch my Game of Thrones parody in my house.
Dude, I was in. It's a real quick story. I was barking in New York. This is like I was maybe like 6 months in a stand-up. I was barking still, right? So I finished barking. I go up and I get my little 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And I go up and I tell the booker, I'm like, oh, I'm ready to go up. He's like, all right, cool. So you're next. I go, okay, cool. Then he comes with me like 2 minutes later. He goes, yo, you're gonna go after him. I look, it's Tony Woods. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? He goes up and starts crushing. Of course, right?
Yeah.
crushing so much that literally like comics from the street, bro. I'm talking about Donald Rollins, everyone, because he's not in New York a bunch.
Right.
So when he comes, people flock in.
Yes.
So the entire back room was full. Donald Rollins, Rich Vault, and everyone in the back, right? And he's crushing. And he does like 45. No one's lighting him. He does 45 minutes. 45 minutes. He finishes, and everyone's like, I guess the show's over. I guess the show's done. And I'm like, oh no, I have my horrendous 5 minutes to do. I get up there and I start trying to. There's a Jamaican dude in the front, and I start to say something in a just horrible Jamaican accent. He looks at me. He stands up. He goes, "Yo, nope." I was 40 seconds into my set. I don't know. I don't know what happened after that. I blacked out, and then I got off. So he gave me the get off, this.
Nope. And that's
man.
what Tony always says. It's entertainment. We have to be entertaining as well. Speaking of being entertaining, we have the entertaining part of our show where we have our next beer.
Your transitions to these beers are
Just beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Shells, what are we transitioning into now?
We are drinking the Firestone Walker.
A lot of fires this show.
Yeah.
Firestone Walker is the Hellish Lager.
Hellish Lager.
Yeah. The Hellish Lager is very light.
Yeah, German.
Yeah.
Very light.
Yeah.
Right for the segment.
Yeah.
Right for the segment.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. That's good too. That's really good.
Yeah.
These German beers,
It's
those
on your,
Hellers.
it's on the better side of the lagers.
Yeah.
You know, it's very
Germans,
clean.
They do get a beer just
You know,
right.
I love a German beer.
Yeah. If you, I feel like if you want a beer like right down the center, this is good. This is
Yeah.
good for you. It's not a lot of flair.
Straightforward.
Straightforward. Yeah.
Yeah. Little bite,
Just a little bite, just straightforward,
but not bitter. But not bitter.
just right down the
Yeah.
center.
How do you like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Let me taste it. Yeah. Yeah. This tastes like it would get me super duper drunk.
Yeah.
What's
Well,
the?
it's light. It's light. It's 4.5.
Oh really?
4.5
Yeah. You
Oh,
gotta
man.
drink.
Let
You
me
gotta
tell you
drink
something.
some.
I wish I knew what that meant.
Oh, 4.5 ABVs, which is also the alcohol by volume that is in your glass.
Okay.
Alcohol by
Yeah.
volume. So, explain that a little bit when we say alcohol by volume. That is the weight of the liquor, right? So, when you get a beer and it's, let's say a 12-ounce beer,
Yeah.
it's 4% of the 12 ounces is alcohol.
Oh, okay.
Get you drunk.
Yeah.
So, the higher the ABV.
Everything else is the yeast and the
Yeah.
other fruity stuff and all the other stuff
Yeah,
they
the
put in
hops,
the
the
beers.
head, and all those things that go
The
into
head.
The
making-
head.
And more
That's
head.
the only part that I'm interested in. Ooh.
So what do you think you would name this hellish lager?
White people.
Okay.
I love it. Every time we get a beer named white people, Caucasian, I love it.
Yeah.
I do.
The
And
last
that's I love drinking white people. Which is why I love doing colleges.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, well, it's a,
We get it.
let me do that different.
Take two.
Take two. This is why I love performing.
There we go.
Because I like drinking that intelligence going, yeah, let me soak it up. You're right. The world shouldn't be this way.
Yeah.
We do have to be different. We do have to do things different. And we do have to think different. And that's what I like about comedy. It helps me think we think differently already.
Yeah.
And we present that. And that's the art form in and of itself. And then when we're challenged, I think that's a good thing. Because it only pushes art.
To get better. That's why people are freaking out about everyone being so sensitive. It's like, no, let's take this as a good thing.
Yeah.
And look at all the comedy that's coming out now. People are fire
Right.
because of this.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
a good thing.
a good time. It's a good time to be alive and talk shit about people. It really
Yeah.
is. When would you rather be alive? Right here than right now when you can talk shit and be a part of change that you want to see. And speaking of being a part of change you want to see, we want to see you right on the other side of this break.
Boom, boom.
Bitch, let me tell you. Bitch, let me tell you about our new podcast, hosted by me, the lovely, the one and only Miss Shells, as we dive headfirst into the most outlandish stories we can find from regular people like you and me, as well as up-and-coming entertainers like Martin Amini, Miss Frankie French, Mr. Tommy Taylor, and many, many more. So grab you a glass of something real nice or whatever other recreational activities you like while our guests dish about side chicks breaking their windshields, boyfriends following their girlfriends around while they out cheating, real cringe-worthy first-time stories, and much, much more. You can find our podcast anywhere you stream or listen to podcasts. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, bitch, everywhere. Catch us every 13th and 30th of each month. And you can find episodes and guest information at letmetellyu.msm.fm. Bitch, let me tell you about how you missing out if you not listening to this Mad Scientist Media production.
Welcome back to Comedy Crab. You know what, guys? We're going to have to do a Patron show where they can hear what goes on behind the scenes because they get these breaks where the sponsors go in. But behind the scenes, trust when I tell you, we be talking some funny. It's like seeing comedians actually become comedians. And speaking of that part of the show, comedians becoming comedians. 10 years.
Yeah.
Michael Blaustein has been in the game. You're back on Comedy Crab. I'm Haywood Turnipseed Jr. We have Shells, and we're talking to Michael Blaustein.
Boom, boom.
If you've been listening, you already know what's going on. This is a Mad Scientist production. And as a part of Mad Scientist production, we always like to remember our early Mad Scientist self.
Yeah.
So 10 years ago, you get done at Coastal Carolina. And you're like, okay, you know what? I want to move on to New York City to do some acting.
Yep.
You come across comedy.
Yep.
You get the comedy bug.
Yep.
And you're like, I am all in.
Yes.
10 years later now, here you are on one of the top 100 podcasts. You do Just for Laughs, New York Comedy Festival, movie writer.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go home and put you up there in my queue so
Please.
that I can watch it. I'm a fan, man. So and you
man.
got... Listening to you and talking to you, the fun of you, I know the dramatic side is like... Because we can do it, man. Have you seen Uncut Gems yet?
Oh, no, I have to.
I have to. Somebody told me, I was like, yo, you got to see this
I have
flick,
to.
You know?
Do you see Punch on a Glove?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he can do it for I mean, obviously, he's getting crazy reviews. Yeah,
I love funny people, though.
Yeah.
That was such a serious movie to me about us.
Yeah.
When we're not us. You know, when we're not on stage.
I feel like they could have cut 30 minutes off that movie.
Yeah.
It's dragging pieces where I'm like, we
could
could
like an Irishman.
Listen, cut the back half of the third act, and we got a movie.
Right? That's the only reason he went to Netflix. There was a Scorsese song I saw. I swear, if he had to cut 45 minutes, that would have been in the movie theaters.
Just 30. We don't need it. We don't need it.
What do you think about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
I didn't see it.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
I'm
I think it's
horrible.
still along myself.
All right.
And I'm going to tell you, a fan. Like, I like the uncut version of the Hard 8 and stuff like that. Yeah. But sometimes you're like, okay, let's stop. Let's end this. Let's get out of this.
Yeah. If you leave me in a scene and I don't feel like it's justified at the end of the scene.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Don't leave. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Because I'm like, okay, I feel the length of the scene.
Right.
If there's no meaning or purpose behind it, and it doesn't feel justified at the end,
right.
I feel robbed.
Right.
It's like you ever like.
Well, you are.
Yeah.
I've invested.
It's like you hear a comic tell this long ass story, and there's no punch at the end. You're like, oh, I hate you. You made me sit there for 3 fucking minutes. I could have been eating my pancakes. You made this dumbass story. Yeah, big show. You're like, I hate you. That's what it did.
It's true, man. It's true. It's like, somebody once said to me, it's like, we have it hard because people invest in their sense of humor in us.
Right.
Which they could be talking to their friends or whatever, and then, having more fun than they were not having by not laughing at us.
Correct.
We're in a unique position because people already know what they expect from us, and that is to laugh.
Right.
They don't give a fuck how, they don't give a fuck what at. They just expect to laugh.
But that's also annoying.
So much so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the pressure.
Right.
That's the pressure. That's the pressure cooker that we put ourselves under. We be like, you know what? Which is why we drink. Or do drugs. Or chase the night.
Chase the night.
Or all of the above.
All of the above.
I can't wait to say that. How was your night? Oh, I chased it. I definitely chased it.
And you know what? I never caught it. The sun came up. As soon as I caught it, the fucking sun came up. Like, hey, who the fuck is that winking at me? That is daylight. Oh, and those are my children who are now hungry.
Oh my God.
speaking of children now being hungry, so we're talking about being hungry early in this business. So what would you say to your day one barking self from this 10-year perspective?
Relax. Hey, Michael, fucking relax. That was, and still is a little bit of my problem, but in the day, that was such my problem. Sitting there squeezing the bat way too hard, trying to hit a home run every time. Relax.
Yeah, you play baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love baseball analogies, especially when it comes to comedy, because it is about relaxing.
Yeah.
And baseball is all about relaxing.
Yeah.
You know, it really is about just waiting. You know, you got to take it.
It's
take
waiting,
a pitch.
man. But you can't.
Waiting for yours.
But you cannot explain that to someone who's that young in the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm 10. Yeah. If you look at someone who's 20, they're gonna look at me and go, "Hey, relax." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all about taking a breath, being grateful for what you have, and just relaxing, dude.
Yeah. Chappelle, I'm happened to have an audience with him when he came to town for the Mark Twain Prize, right? I mean, and he's 32 years in, and you know what he said? It all goes so fast, man.
Yeah.
He was like, it all goes so... I mean, like, really? He's like, it all goes so fast. I was just you. And I'm like, God.
That's scary. That's so scary. It's so scary. Dude, my dad said it's the scariest thing to be in the whole world. We were walking together, and some girl, like, looked at me, and I was just talking to him. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah. And he goes, "Oh, she really checked you out." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. And I just kept talking. He goes, hey, we stopped. He goes, "Don't take that for granted." And I go, "What? Shit. What?" He goes, "No one has looked at me like that in like 10 years. So be grateful." I was like, God damn. That's the saddest thing I've ever heard.
No shit. Let me go get my Axe body spray.
Oh my God.
I know damn, but that's it. And we do have this. All right, we're in a time, right, where we have an aging population, but we're in this age group. You know, I'm a Gen Xer, you are in like, I guess, millennial age range. Yeah. But it's all hodgepodge. We're MTV, BET crowd, right? I mean, that really is it. Hip hop. We're a hip hop generation. That's what I like to say. Right. Generation before us is like the soul rock and roll generation. Right. But they're still here. They're not like our great grandparents who were like aging.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like my mom is still here, still like, hey, you know what? I'm going to the go-go with you.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
and she's dancing.
Yeah. I love that. I love that.
I don't give a fuck. So and then it's like So I'm saying that to say, like we were talking about earlier with the colleges, we want to put people out to pasture or say people don't know things just yet. But really, it's the opposite. You know, we need this information and we need to be challenged. We've been working as a society from this place of doing better and trying to be better, right? Yeah. Telling people what they shouldn't say and how they shouldn't treat people. And then now that we're being called upon it, we're like, wait a minute, but this is what I want to say. Yeah. Well, say it in a way like Chappelle that entertains me.
Right.
I mean, people were up in arms about his show, right? But I was like, he opened up with a suicide bit.
Right.
I mean, he opened up with those Sticks and Stones with a suicide bit.
Right.
Which is, who does that?
Yo, you can say anything you want just as long as it's funny. That's it.
Say what you want to say.
It just has to be funny.
Let the words come out.
It just has to be funny.
Man, that's it. That is it. Speaking of saying what you want to say, let's drink this. Let's drink this beer because we want Shell to say something about it.
I got you. You guys are drinking now a sour cider.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
All right.
It's by Graft.
That is okay.
It's by Graft Cidery. It is called Flock Together.
Flock together.
All right.
They named it that
right
on the
now.
of
Over me.
Flock together. Why'd they name it that?
They putting it out by the Book of Nomad. So this series of beers that came out in this specific set was Birds of a Feather.
Birds of a Feather. Flock. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is interesting.
Yeah.
What's the ABV?
The ABV is 6.9. It's the highest of the night.
Yeah. I can taste the alcohol content.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a weird little aftertaste. What's the fruit? What's the cider?
It's a honey cider.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's got toasted coconut.
Okay.
It's got orange blossoms and buckwheat honey.
Oh, buckwheat honey. That's what it is. So buckwheat honey is a little sour.
Yeah, it's a little sour.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, buckwheat honey is the darker honey, so it's a little bitter.
Okay.
So when you get these dark honeys, those are the ones that people actually used to make medicines back in the day and stuff like that. Because we say the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Well, that's actually some truth along that lines holistically, because those darker berry ones, those darker honeys, are the ones that help eliminate mucus and stuff like that. And they're the ones that they actually used to use to turn into medicines. Oh, and meads, beers, drinks.
Okay.
So it's funny now. Now I'm tasting it with the coconut.
Yeah,
That's
the
thing that's on
back
like the middle
notes.
part of your tongue.
Right.
The back
The
notes.
back notes.
Look at you.
Sister Rose.
Okay.
Yeah.
The back notes.
Oh,
yeah. And that's you know what? That's a beer that helps you relax.
Yeah, this is
That is a beer that helps you relax, because you actually have to sip it.
Yeah.
This is because
You
I
wouldn't
think
drink
if you
it.
take a whole drink, it'll uppercut you in the face.
Yeah, you sip it, you taste it, you take it in, and then you kind of let it marinate.
Yeah,
a little
it's
bit.
like it's got it's definitely it has like a medicine-y feel to
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And this is gonna help knock that flu right up.
Yep.
out of
Is it?
you. It really is.
It's going to help you.
It really is. It's gonna help. That's one of the things about alcohol that people don't really realize. It does help knock out the cold.
Does it, or do you just get drunk and forget you have a
Both.
cold? Okay.
Tony Woods. He told him to drink. He was like, enjoy yourself. So real quick, Seth, are we gonna do one more segment and come back, or are we gonna wrap this up? Are we gonna do one more segment? Okay.
Well, you got to name this
So we're gonna
beer.
name this beer, and then we're
Before
gonna
we
come
go.
back after naming this
Well,
beer.
I name it Mama's Medicine.
Mama's Medicine.
Mama's Medicine.
I like
Mama's
that name.
Medicine.
All right, we're gonna come right back on the other side of this break with a little bit more Mama's Medicine and a little bit more laughter, which is the best medicine.
Ooh.
Hey, crafters and laughers. Welcome back to Comedy Craft. I'm your host, Haywood Turnipseed Jr. And our guest today, along with our sister on Shells, along with the mad scientist, is just a funny dude and now a good friend, Mr. Michael Blaustein. What's up, Mike?
School weep. School weep.
And this is the part of the show where we actually like to say, plugs. Plug yourself, because, hey, this is what it's all about. It's not just about us. It's about you and being able to find us where you are. So, we talk, you use social media.
Yeah.
This is how we get out to the people.
Of course.
How we share our information.
Yes.
And how we, not just our information, but share our energy. Stuff like that. What do you think about that, actually, in this day and age, the digital market?
I think it's
today.
beautiful. I think that this is the first time in history that we can actually take complete control, and we do not need. It's the first time that we're having a crazy realization that we do not need the industry, and it's fucking beautiful. You can literally take complete control. You have full access to your audience, and that's it. You don't need, bro. I fired everybody on my team like 7-8 months ago, and I don't need them.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I have one person like doing bookings, but that's it.
Yeah.
I don't need anybody. Like I don't. It's amazing.
Yeah. That's what I say with the hip hop generation, man. It's selling it out of our
Yes,
trunk.
yes.
And the internet, our website is our virtual trunk.
That's it.
And it's like, hey, what do you want in this? And then if I can get it from you, the artist, then that is so much better than going through the suits or whomever says this is what it should be, because you know what I like.
Yeah.
Because you're entertaining me.
Yeah.
And I know what I like from you because I'm being entertained.
And you don't need people. You don't need suits to filter it.
Man.
Because all suits want to do is be like, hey, look at what I did. I put my stamp on it. That's why you give me 5%. That's it. You're not really helping. Yeah. You're supposed to do that. You're also supposed to open doors. But I already can open doors.
Exactly.
I talk my boy. I'm really Andrew Schultz, right? He's one of the boys we started together, right? And I talk to him all the time. It's like, it's so funny because I don't even want, like, we used to all want a sitcom. Mm-hmm. I don't even want it. It's dead serious. Yeah. It doesn't do anything. Yeah. The money's cool, great, whatever. Right. But that's gonna take me off the thing for fucking 3 months to film some show that's gonna be awful.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that canned stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'd rather.
What do you think about that? Because you actually can get it to your audience right now, and something like you wrote and produced and directed a movie that we could have. Yeah. That we have access to.
That's it.
And weekly, you guys give us stuff.
Yeah.
That we can actually be like, you know what? We can share with our network.
Yeah.
Which actually builds your network.
Yeah.
And that what Drake said builds the net worth.
That's it. And dude, and these fans that find you directly, they fuck with you way more heavy than if they saw you on some CW show. Like these people that came out tonight that are podcast fans, fuck with the podcast. They fuck with me as someone who they want to come to like watch you stand up or whatever.
And they fuck with you.
And they fuck with me, and it's not. And they would. There's a distance. If I'm on a CW show, there's a distance. I'm a vampire on a show, whatever. Right? But like on a podcast, like you're listening to me. Like we're talking, and they're listening as if they're next to us.
It's like we were talking earlier. They know you don't drink. So when they hear an episode where you do drink, they're like, "Oh, we're all in because Michael's gonna be a little bit more Blaustein-y.
Exactly.
We're gonna find
Exactly though.
Yeah. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So what do you have? What do you have aside from the movie and aside from your stand-up? Or along with, what would you like to plug, man? What would you like us to know about and get in tune with in our audience to get into?
I mean, there's a bunch of tour dates coming up, but if you just follow me on Instagram at Blau Comedy.
Blau Comedy. I'm going to follow you right now.
Yes, sir. If you follow that, I post all my tour dates on there.
Cool.
And then if you can go on my website as well, it's blaucomedy.com.
And how awesome is that to be able to get it right to the people right when they want it?
It's beautiful.
That's what I love about social media. I'll put up a flyer with my multiple dates and be like, this is where I'm going to be. And they're like, okay, we're going to be there to see you.
Yeah.
And I'm on this level where I'm 70 people at a time. You know what I mean? And I love it. And I think who's it? Doug Stanhope?
Yeah.
I mean, he has a career.
He was one of the first people to do that. He was just directly to fan base. He didn't have. I think he might have a lawyer. I think he might have a lawyer.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
He goes. I rent out a music venue.
Yeah.
Doug Stanhope.
Yeah.
Come fuck with me. 400 people show up, and he just does that on the country.
Yeah.
That's what we all want, man. I don't want to have to talk to some dumbass manager trying to fucking no.
And then they want to tell you what you can't say before you can't even say it because the college is already going to tell you what you can't say. The artist is going to tell you what they don't want to hear.
And your manager's like, hey, you want to do morning radio? Nah. No, I don't because no one watches. So I'd rather just rent a black box by myself. Yeah. And it feels better, too. It feels better when you go, all right, I'm going to go to Chicago. I'm going to rent a black box, 150 seats, and you sell the bitch out. I did it all myself. Yeah. It's so much better.
Yeah. It's fucking independent, man.
Yeah.
That's the way. That's the world, and that's the way I think it's going. I think that's the way entertainment is going. And the industry, it's not that it's not that the industry isn't needed. It's that the industry has to change also. As we were talking about the comedians who have to change their approach, the industry also has to change its approach. You just got to work for that 5%. Yeah. You got to show me what you're going to get from me for it. What you're going to do for me so you can get it. You know, somebody like 800-pound gorilla, they come along and be like, we're going to record it and we're going to shop it around. Okay, cool. I'll take that. And let that do it. But then I can also record it, put it out there, and then see what my audience thinks of it. So
I know, it's like, what do you? I can do the same. Like it's like we can do the same thing you can do now.
Yeah.
So what? So you need to tell me the added value.
Yeah.
What you're gonna do for me?
Yeah.
Shop it around. What does that mean?
Shop it around.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Does that mean an email that I could probably Google and find?
Because it's all out there, man.
I know.
It's all out there. Microsoft gives you the whole Office shit right now. You know.
What's that?
Hey, man. Speaking of Office, we are going to leave this office.
Yeah.
We're done for the weekend. We're done for the day. We're done for this show. We want to thank you guys for listening. We want to thank the crafters who always tune in. We want to thank the new crafters who are called Laughers. If you've been laughing along with this show, then join us again on another segment. We want to thank Michael Blaustein for sitting in.
Thank you for having me, man. I had a good time.
These shows, 3 shows here at the DC Comedy Loft. Where are you going to be? This comes out, Seth, when? February. So where will you be in March?
February, March.
Check his website.
Just check my website. I don't know. Blaucomedy.com. Go check it out.
Blaucomedy.com. Check out that. And then check out up there where we can see that. Amazon,
Google Play, and iTunes.
That's it, guys.
Come on.
That's it. Check this out. Check it up there. Support live art. Support media. Support comedians. Support us.
Okay.
Really, by listening. And hey, if you would like to sponsor our show, we love your drinks. So today we had a few drinks. We drank.
Yep.
We drank B-Nut.
B-Nut. We drank White People.
And then we drank
Mother's Medicine.
Mama's Medicine.
Yeah.
So those
which
are all
one's your
4 good
favorite?
drinks that you can find here on tap at the DC Comedy Loft.
Yeah.
On tap or on draft. Enjoy yourselves, and if this is coming out in February, happy Black History Month.
Thank you all for watching tonight's episode. Tonight's episode could not be possible without the amazing team behind the scenes at Mad Scientist Media. This episode, as always, is brought to you by the DC Comedy Loft, All beers you heard us feature here in tonight's show are actually available on tap. That's right. You can come into the DC Comedy Loft and watch some amazing performances and also get a few amazing craft beer drinks. Ticketing and more information about shows that are coming up is available at dccomedyloft.com. In huge thanks to our guest tonight. This show really would not be possible without our amazing team. I'm speaking for literally I love my team. They're all amazing. And the producers for tonight's show were T. Lee, Shells, James Gagan, and our amazing interns, Gavin Kratzky and Eliza Smith. Intro and outro music for this lovely show, including what you're listening to now, was made by John Williams. Of course, I have been your executive producer, Seth Weinstein, the mad scientist. Our fantastic, absolutely amazing, my partner in crime when it comes to the podcast world, the chief editor at Mad Scientist Media, T. Lee. And of course, tonight, I have also been your beer, I would say expert like we normally do, but we all know that is not what happened tonight. But I have been your beer server for the evening. Our beer expert and usual executive producer, Shells, was unavailable for the evening, so I had to step in. But hey, how'd I do? Definitely let us know on a Apple Podcast review. As always, though, your host has been Haywood Turnipseed Jr., the man with the laugh, the man with the plan. And of course, this show would not at all be possible without every single one of you who are listening with us today. If you happen to be listening on Apple Podcast, make sure to go back to Apple Podcasts when you're done listening to this episode and drop us a rating. Tell us what you think. You can catch Comedy Craft on the 3rd and 20th of every single month, wherever you listen to podcasts. That's going to be Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. We want more information on the show? Check out our entire catalog of episodes at comedycraft.msm.fm. That's comedycraft.msm.fm. Have a question for the show? Send us an email, comedycraft@msm.fm. Once again, to our listeners, also known as our amazing crafters, thank you for listening once again. This has been a production of Mad Scientist Media.